where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Pistoling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? So I'm number one chief rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie. And the place to be. What's good? What's good, everybody? Y'all want this party started right? Trying to get my screen right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute.
Hey, what's up, Freezie?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm ready to get the trade machine cranked up, bro.
Yeah. I just wanted to know if you wanted to see a dead body.
Right. Yeah, man. Yo, salute Prezi. What's good? JJ, what's good? Prezi says Haitian Mafia. Yeah, salute. Salute. Haitian Mafia is in the building. Salute. Yeah, man. What you know about that, Fritz?
Man.
Salute.
Sac passe.
Hey, Amboulé.
Yeah, man. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Classic Man is in the building. We was just talking about Classic Man a few minutes ago.
Shout out, my man.
Yeah, man. We got a lot to talk about, bro.
Let's get her done.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. So what do y'all want to do? Y'all want to piddle paddle around first?
I'm gonna say this.
I'm
gonna say this real quick and get this off my chest. Real quick.
Lee, hold on, Lee. Hold on. Remember we're doing the show, bro. We got the moderate. Let me do the thing, bro. I got you.
My bad, blood.
I got you, Doc. Trust me, I got you. So y'all want to piddle paddle around, or y'all want to get straight to it? How y'all want to do it?
I want to go hard, bro. We gotta talk about before we get.
Hey, Cowboy Bob. Hey, Cowboy. We can't have that one, bro.
All right. So my vote is void.
Cowboy Bob don't understand what I'm talking about. Cowboy Bob, we can't have the scratching in your background, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. You ain't made
Yeah.
no adjustment though. Just we got to make sure we don't have that scratching and stuff in the background.
All right, I'll make sure.
Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. So we can be delicate about it, or we can be gangster. And the reason why I want to preface it first before we pick one over the other is because I don't want it to in whichever direction we go in. I don't want it to be like some type of emotional thug thing where people just go out on a tangent mad just because we lost. Right.
I think we need some tough love tonight. I think we need some tough love.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it's because I don't want it to be like this is what it sounds like when thugs cry. I don't want it to be that. So but
You are so funny, bro. Oh my God.
well, what I'm saying is I'll start. I don't want to fire Tibbs, right? And I don't want to bring Jalen Brunson off the bench, right? And I don't want to move Cat to the 4, right? And I don't want to trade Mikal Bridges in order to get our draft picks back, right? I don't want to move OG Anunoby to the 4 or to the 2. I don't want to do anything drastic. All those things that I just mentioned are the most extreme of the extreme of the extreme. You feel me? Firing Tibbs, Brunson off the bench, Cat at the 4. I don't think this team needs that, man. What I'm thinking is this team needs a major shakeup. Right. And not in personnel. Right. Not in personnel. Right. I don't think the Knicks need to bring in 4 more players. I think the Knicks need to shake up. I think Tibbs needs to shake up the roles on his team. Because tonight, against a team that basically we played a team that's wing fest, right? We played a team that had a bunch of wings, right? A bunch of 6'6" guys, bunch of 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" guys.
Yeah, but we wing stop though.
But we're wing stop though, bro. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
How do we get beat at our own game? You feel me? Like how we legit let a bunch of 6'6" dudes run us out of the gym, right? And we are supposed to be wing stop. We stop your wings.
But we still
Right?
small.
We have to.
We still small.
We gotta come up. We gotta come up with a philosophy. And like I said, this is gonna be a tough month for us right now. And I pray that we make it over 500 this month.
For me, I think it's the scheme. What I mean by that is I think what Josh Hart is doing, bringing up the ball, is a good thing in transition, but I think we need to let Bridges do that. Let Bridges control the ball, help out Brunson, set screens for Brunson's in the half court, and let Mikal Bridges kind of control the ball at times to where when Brunson's in his dribble mode, we could take Bridges and say, yo, we need your ball handling skills. Pass the ball around. You beat it. What Josh Hart was doing when he brings the ball up, looking for everybody, Bridges should be doing that role. That's what I'm talking about. Like little things like that. Because I think Bridges' handle and his height will give him an advantage. But at the same time, it won't change up that much more difference because you still have Hart on the court, transition, helping out with rebounding, and he could focus on setting screens as well. But there's like little things we could work with. For me, it's just the overall production that we have. We're not using our full potential. I think that's why most of us are mad. Like we see what we can do, but we're not doing it. Like tonight, this is the number one team in defense. We could have won. If you look at the third quarter, they only outscored us by 1 point. It was 32-31, but they already had the lead in the first quarter. So we always are playing behind at some point, and that's where we need to get that kick in, either from the bench or something. That's why I say I think we need to put more on Bridges, because I think with his height, his ability to dribble, his ability to can see the floor because of the height can help out Brunson a lot. So if we have Brunson coming down with the ball, sometimes we should have Mikal Bridges coming down with the ball, at least to have court to let Brunson then do his thing. Because for me, Mikal Bridges has so much he can do for this team that would actually help us out a lot. And it's not just knocking down shots, it's his ball handling, it's him getting, like even Greeny said, faking the 3-point shot, getting to the mid-range and hitting it.
Cowboy about, guess what? They ain't have. I thought we was going on a road. That's why I preface everything in the beginning.
Okay, no.
So what are you saying? What's the ultimate point?
My thing is I like what we have, but I think we need to just switch the roles of the players that we have.
Right. So you saying the same thing I said then?
I am. I thought I was trying to just not say we need to make a trade or anything, but okay, I didn't mean to come off like that. I just think that Bridges should be doing more. That's my thing. Because we were playing well, like the third quarter. We stayed with them. We did good. We did good. The second quarter, we really didn't do too well. But then, like late in the fourth quarter, we just kind of like just gave up. But for me, Bridges need to do more as far as being a part of the offense, not just sitting in the corner and actually trying to do something. He needs to actually be more efficient, more aggressive. If he's more aggressive, a lot of these inconsistencies we have with Brunson doing dribble won't be there. It'll help out Cat as well, because he would have the ball, and him and Cat. Brunson and Cat would be coming off of screens, looking for open shots, more opportunities.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Before we go that far, cause I feel like there's a babble thing going on.
Okay.
Like I feel like you're searching for a point in real time. Like what specifically is it that this dude, like, what's his role? Like, what are you asking? Like, what are you saying?
I want him to be the secondary ball handler as opposed to Josh Hart.
Okay. All right.
To where he can.
So you want him to pick up even more responsibility.
But to be honest.
No. Just answer that one question. So you want him to pick up more responsibility than he already has?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it. There's a side of Mikal Bridges that I've seen on the Nets, on the Suns, to where he can just control certain things in the game. And I'm not asking him to do it the whole game. I'm asking him to do it in spurts and in moments where we're down by 10. He can be the spark that switches it up for us. And I think that he can do it because he has. There have been moments in games where we've seen him hit his 3-pointers, go 4 for 5 from 3-point range. We've seen him set up. We've seen him come off and be a hot spark. We need to get him more involved to where now everyone isn't just trying to shut down Cat or Brunson. They can now really have to worry about Bridges, and that third option can help out OG when he's wide open with his threes, help out Josh Hart when he's going downhill. It'll be a lot. It'll just give us that tripod effect as opposed to a bipod effect, is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that Mikal Bridges can't do it. He can. I've seen him do it.
I don't know what you're saying.
No, hold a second. Can I ask a question real quick?
Go
so
ahead.
You want a person?
Lee, hold on, Lee. The moderator here. I got you.
My fault, B.
So the thing I don't understand with what Cowboy Bob is saying is that you're saying more, but it's not like a specific thing. Like, are you saying that because in your element of saying that he should give more, the first question that I ask as a basketball fan is he giving you less than what you expected for a dude that we traded 5 first-round picks and some pick swaps for? Is he not performing up to your expectation?
That's a good question.
Is that the reason why you want more? Hey, Lee, is that a fair question to ask him?
I was going to ask him, do you want? I mean, how much more do you want out of a person who's playing probably the most minutes? Do you really want him to insert himself even more in another aspect of the game?
I'm talking offensively, and I think, yes, he can do it offensively. His defense and what he's doing now is good, but one, is not consistent. And for me, watching basketball, you have to have your legs under you. You have to be involved in the offense. And for a guy like Bridges, if he's not really into the offense from what I've seen this season, he's not contributing. He has to get hot. And
Hold on
him
a
get
second.
go ahead.
Mind you, he has another job outside of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead. You right, Freezy.
Let that man finish his point, bro. Let him finish his point. Then we got plenty of time, bro.
Nah, it's just like I said, his offense, like helping out with ball movement, helping out with getting guys open, helping guys involved. I think he can do it because what we've seen, we're limited when our shots aren't falling, and I think that he's the one that can actually give us that next step that we might be looking for. Because I can't expect that from OG, because I haven't seen it, but I have seen it from Bridges.
Yeah, I don't know. The reason why it sounds like a reach. I wanted to get Fritz's take
Go ahead.
here, and I wanted to hear what Lee said, because Lee has an independent thought away from what you're saying. And so what I think is the reason why I wanted to have you finish your point was because when Lee do his thing, I think Lee is going in a total different direction. And in fairness to your point, I just want to at least hear it all the way through, right? But it sounds like you reaching, right? It sounds to me, it sounds like a frustrated Knicks fan searching for answers, grabbing at straws, and don't know. And I'm not saying this disrespectfully, because at times this year I've been in the same place, right? I've been in the same place at times where I'm struggling trying to find the thing. But Fritz, you know what? Mikal Bridges is playing a career high in minutes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And he's shooting at a higher field goal percentage than he shot at on high volume in 4 years. You haven't seen this efficiency since the Phoenix Suns. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's like what 3 or 4 years ago, whatever, 2, 3, 4 years, whatever the number is, right? Right. And then he's the primary on-ball defender.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so to ask Mikal Bridges to do more, I think is unfair to signal him out to ask him to do more. Right.
I don't think it's fair. I don't know. We've been getting like low shot quality. It's the scheme. You can look at tonight. Karl-Anthony Towns took 2 threes. Jalen Brunson took 2 threes. Josh Hart took 1 3. It's low. It's just low shot quality. Like we're so stagnant out there. Nope. You can look at OKC, and you saw Jalen Williams camping in the corner.
Yeah.
In rhythm, got the shot. Our shots aren't in rhythm. You're used to Karl-Anthony Towns putting up around 7 threes in a game. He can't get 7 threes off because just the offense isn't moving. It's low shot quality.
Yeah.
And that's you can't just put that on Jalen Brunson. That's a Thibodeau.
Why not? Why can't you put it on your point guard?
Well, I think he's kind of hobbled. But I think it's on Thibodeau to make sure everybody's getting in the right spots. Make sure there's motion in the offense.
It's on Tibbs to get everybody in the right spot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what
Because
that's what your
if you're not doing what you need to do, I'll get someone to do it.
yeah, that's what you have a point guard, right?
Yeah.
Every point guard I played with, all the way from Tykes all the way through high school, that was the point guard job. Get the play from the
Yeah.
coach, get everybody in position, get the ball to the hot hand, manipulate. That was
Yeah.
the point. That's the point guard job.
But we are, these plays aren't moving. Like these, it's stagnant. They're walking around. I don't know. You know what it looks like? It kind of looks like when RJ was here. It
Wow.
almost like, you know what? It kind of
Wow.
looked like when RJ was here.
Wow. How about this? Maybe they just hit a rut and they need some rejuvenants, something to make them active, you know, because we're talking about bodies, things like that. Man, bro, I spent 5 years in the army. But when it came time to have that 5 mile run, I put it in my mind to make it. I had to make that 5 mile run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I understood my body. I understood my goal, and I understood how I was going to approach it. And now these in a professional atmosphere to some degree, because that was part of my career when I was there. My point I'm trying to make to you is you have to find your own motivation to do what you're supposed to do. And this is a tough time in the season because they don't know or something's gonna happen soon that they're trying to tread water through. You understand what I'm saying? With these mild injuries and the fact that there's no motivation to win right now to some degree. I don't understand why, because we played the best team in the West, but it's like I don't know what's going on. They're
Right.
not they're not inserting themselves as great as they are. And as yo, and I'm not a pocket watcher, but as much as we are paying them to some degree, we're too top heavy, and we need to try to manipulate the way we play the game now from this point on. And it starts with the captain all the way down to his, you know what I'm saying, his right hand man, his trigger man, you know, and get the other people involved and making them motivated as well. Because it's because they the the, the the starting five, if you think about it, the three players that we rely on the most to help do our energy thing are switching and swinging on defense at the same time, every which way around. And then we having expectations out of these people. And going back to Cowboy Bob's uh, uh, first thing about Mikael Bridges, like Freezie said, he plays the majority of the minutes, and then he's assertive on defense. And now you asking him to pick up more of the load. Come on, man. Come on.
So
The
so so
captain
so,
the,
so Corey
the
Lee.
captain needs to figure it out.
So are you saying? Are you asking? Or it could, because you're saying it in a fancy rhetoric, right? You're saying it in a fancy rhetoric where I get the sense that you want to blame Brunson, but you don't want to blame Brunson. But it's easy to blame Brunson because he's the captain. But at the same time, you don't want to blame the captain. But if you're the leader, doesn't the results fall on your shoulders? Is that what I'm
I'm a,
hearing? I said that in a bizarre way, not disrespectful. It's
no,
just
no,
me trying
no.
to figure out what you were getting at.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because we built this team around him, and I'm not. This is no way. I'm not coming after this young man because I expect the greatness to come out of him at some point.
Okay.
I've seen him work hard all his life.
Right.
My point is he has to harness a way to control all of this that's going around and help it move better. You know what I'm saying? He has to find a way to make the game easier for himself and everybody else. Because pounding the ball inside with himself and not getting the foul ain't helping us. You know what I'm saying? Not us try to find a way to help insert Cat in the game is not helping us. Or let me play our ball and let my man Josh Hart, you know what I'm saying, initiate to some degree. I'm just saying he has to pick his spots and he has to understand the game just a little bit more better. You know what I'm saying? And I don't take nothing away from him. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Isaiah Thomases did. This is what the Magic Johnsons did. They found it. They understood their limitations. They understood what they can do, but they had to sacrifice something in order to help make this team better and pick the spots when they knew they know they had to take over. And I digress.
I, I don't know. I don't take the Tom Thibodeau approach of just do better. You know what I mean? There is a scheme problem. I see it as a scheme problem.
How so?
If you're not,
And possibly.
No. What's wrong with the scheme?
it's too slow, and
No,
you don't necessarily have to be.
But what about the scheme?
It's very ISO heavy. If you want to speed it up, have the ball travel faster, pass more. Like
And who controls that? Who controls that part on the court?
Lee, let him
Oh,
finish. Lee, let him finish. He's getting in his bag. Go ahead, bro.
No, but it's up to Tom Thibodeau to let them know what everybody's job is. That maybe the individual play is up to Brunson, but we can't be standing around. Like we just can't be standing around and then waiting for Brunson to make something happen. I just
still Knicks fans called y'all out. He was like, "Yo, this team was getting 30 assists a game. Everybody was fascinated with the offense." I'm paraphrasing, of course, right? But when Cat and Brunson were getting 30 points apiece, and Brunson was getting 13 assists, and Cat was getting 20 rebounds in the same system, everybody loved it. And
it wasn't the same. I don't recognize what I see. What I see now, this isn't the same.
That's why I was trying to get you. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get you to. Like, what about it? What about because okay. So Fritz, not to infringe on what you were saying, right? But when a 5 out doesn't have 5 threats, it's not a 5 out offense. It's something different. That's all it boiled down to. 5 out means 5 guys dribble, pass, and shoot. Right? When you have 3 guys dribble, pass, and shoot, now you're in some type of other offense. Like you can't half run it. You can't partially run the 5 out. Right? It's just as simple as that's as simple as it is. If every guy is not a threat in it, then you're not running it. Because then now you're dependent on screens, right? And ball screens, like pick and roll offense, right? And then in pick and roll offense, when you're doing it on the fly, other guys stand still. You taught that. Like when you're doing something on the fly, get to a spot and stay there, right? Because you don't know what the ball handler is going to do. And so now you get stagnant, like you mentioned. All right, I'm going to do the super chats real quick, y'all. Just real quick. Let me go back up here to my guy. And where is it? So Ralph Venture Bro Lewis, what's good, bro? He says, this ain't no Knicks team. I don't care what era we are in. One of them Knicks were supposed to put somebody from OKC on their ass tonight. They got emasculated on their own floor. They got punked on their own floor. Friday Night Knicks at MSG. Bro, I hate Friday Night Knicks, bro. Yo, Lewis, I hate Friday Night Knicks, bro. You want to get on my bad side? Talk about some damn Friday Night Knicks, bro. I hate, bro. Fritz, I ain't gonna front. You gonna put a rock in my
Thank you,
shoe?
bro.
Friday night, bro. Friday Night Knicks at MSG. Dudes playing guitars. Bro. Oh my God. And Ralph Lewis says, Venture Bro says, and thank you for the generous contributions. He says, also, Brunson is not a point guard. He's a 2. He's a shorter, less athletic J.R. Smith. Ooh. Lewis,
He stole on him.
you talking about
He
shot
snuck,
selection?
boy, he snuck that in there.
Yeah, he snuck that one in there. Yeah. Fritz, so you know now you know what the rock in my shoe is. You want to aggravate me talking about some days? Talking about some Friday Night Knicks, bro. Salute the Quiet Money. Quiet Money is in the building. Our brother Quiet Money, salute.
Can't wait to get there.
Oh my God.
Bro.
You want to see the Knicks
Bro.
lose by 30, bro? Play that song.
Bro, but yo, what Money little comment is the question I asked the other night. You know what I'm saying? What is this guy gonna do? He with all is given, much is expected. You know what I'm saying? Where is he gonna what? Because this right now is the pinnacle of what of us and as well as him, and we go as far as he goes right now
What do you,
at this moment.
Lee, you my brother. I love you. You know, you my dog. Like, I'll trade all these people in the chat for you right now. You know that. But what you getting at? What you sugarcoating something? You pussyfooting around something. What is it you getting at?
The next evolution of this man, because that's what we need to win the championship. Because you know what I'm saying, he has all the help. We top heavy at the park, but he still has to try to. I'm not hating on him. I love this dude, but I'm looking for the next evolution of him or some help to help him evolve.
But that's what Cat's there for. 1 and 2. I think he's at his ceiling because if we look at since he's been here, Jalen Brunson has been consistent with what he's been doing. And with adding Cat, I think that was the next evolution. I just don't think that we know how to use Cat.
No, we can't do that right now because dog, we're trying to win the championship. Yo, we can't win a championship the way we're playing this game this year. And
Okay.
especially off
I
our
don't think we're in it.
expectations. On second expectations, and I agree with you, Fritz, with expectations of him trying to do the same thing that he did last year and maybe the year before to some degree.
Go ahead, Fritz. I was gonna wait till after you finish. I thought you had something.
No,
Yeah, we just
I don't
we
think
got-
we're a championship caliber team. I even said that before. I think we're at least a year away. But they need to get guys who work in the system. And I think there's just some guys who just don't work in the system. Precious ain't that guy. Precious.
So I think we having 3 different conversations. I think we
I
having.
know,
are we,
but
are we championship? Are we championship contender? Has Jalen Brunson reached the ceiling? And what roles what else can Mikal Bridges do to make us better? There's like 3 different. That's what I was trying to avoid. That's why I was trying to keep us on a path.
Yeah. I don't think all the pieces work.
Okay.
I don't think all the pieces work. Because when they game plan in it, if people are standing around, there's something wrong.
So what has changed from the beginning of the season till now, Fritz, as far as our offense and defense?
Better opponents, teams had to adjust. I think some of the coaches we were going up against are better. Maybe some better coaches that we're going up against.
Okay.
Like today, what was it? They were yeah, Knicks can't figure normal stuff out. They can't figure it out. What was it? Trapping, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, like if Brunson has trouble, we can't figure it out. We can't adjust quick enough. Yeah, and we just do certain things that just don't make sense. So
Okay. Yeah, I think this is chat. This was the thing. I was like, I hope everybody don't come in here and be all over the place. And I think we got.
I'm sorry.
We got all over the place. Not you
Okay.
are all over the place.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is all the different types of conversations have us all over the place. And that's what I'm saying. I was hoping that we can kind of keep it in the middle, keep it in the road. But I do think there is a tie that binds, right? Mm-hmm. For everything, for all the stuff that y'all said, I think the one thing that is the tie that binds is Tom Thibodeau, right? Why are we losing against good teams and losing? I mean, why are we beating bad teams to death and losing against good teams? Tom Thibodeau. Why can't Jalen Brunson break through a ceiling? Tom Thibodeau. Why can't Mikal Bridges be the player that he's been his entire career? Why is Mikal Bridges all of a sudden become a Knick and starts to struggle with the basic stuff? Tom Thibodeau. Right? Why are guys not able to knock down wide open threes? Tom Thibodeau. Playing guys all these minutes. Right? Because the thing is, if you're an athlete, you understand that on your jumper, the two things that ruin your jumper, right? Lifting too many weights. Y'all like Lee, you ever lifted weights and went to go shoot a basketball, bro?
Hell yeah. Every time I was in the PT in the gym.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep. And then the other thing that ruined your jumper is not having legs. If you don't have legs to put in your jumper, especially say if all summer you worked on a jumper a certain way all summer, right? And then you get into that groove of knocking down that shot, you get your shot ready, right? And then the season start and you get tired and something throws off your shot form. And then now you start missing. It's fatigue. And we could deny it all we want. We could say that other guys play a lot of minutes and all that, but all NBA minutes are not made the same, right? Giannis can let Damian Lillard carry the offense.
All athletes.
Yeah, you can let him. Giannis can let Damian Lillard carry the offense in the first half, and Giannis take over in the second half. And then at the end of the game, when you need some jumpers, here comes Damian Lillard again. The Knicks don't have that. Right? Because Karl-Anthony Towns is a guy that scores within the flow of the game. He's not a featured scorer. The fact that Karl-Anthony Towns averages 25 points a game without dominating the basketball is incredible. Right? Think about it. Think about how many times when you see Cat touch the ball 10, 12, 15, 17, 20 straight trips down the floor, like Carmelo. You ain't never seen Cat do that. Right? And he putting up Melo type scoring numbers. But you see Jalen Brunson do it, though. You see Jalen Brunson get, we recognize it. We call it the Brunson burner. We know when Jalen Brunson going to take the next 8 shots. We recognize it. Get it to Jalen. And him and Cat scoring the same points. One dude is scoring within the flow of the offense, which I'm not knocking Cat for that, right? If that's how you get your points, do it, right? I'm not knocking Cat for that. And I'm not knocking Jalen Brunson for taking over the game. I'm not knocking him for that. But when you take over the game, Fritz, you know what happens when Jalen Brunson take over the game? Dudes
People
start
watch.
standing around. Yeah,
Everybody shut down.
yeah,
Everybody
you
shuts
feel
down.
me? Yeah, you feel me? So it's gonna be that ebb and flow, like Fritz was saying. Like when the offense, when guys get stagnant, start standing around, they don't know what to do because, bro, when Jalen Brunson start dribbling, do you know what Jalen Brunson is gonna do? No. So if you play with Jalen Brunson, you don't know what Jalen Brunson is gonna do, right? So you just get
That's
to a spot and stay there to be an outlet.
yep. Two cats. Bridges in one corner, OG in the other one, and what you call on the wing, and this dude is floating.
Yeah.
Whoever the big out there.
Right. And so that's why I was wanting to make the point. I didn't want to be disrespectful by saying that we're all over the place. What I was basically saying is the conversation was diverging into certain different spaces, but the origin of it all, in my opinion, by watching tonight's game, it boils down to one question. Is Tom Thibodeau the right coach for this team? A lot of the questions that we have all go back to the coach. Now, I'm not saying whether he is or he is not. That's not what I'm saying right now. I like Tibbs and I want him to stay here. I like the certainty of being a playoff team as opposed to rolling the dice. Right? I like the certainty. I don't like the mystery. Right? But even with me being a Tom Thibodeau fan, I have to ask myself this, Cowboy Bob.
Yep.
How come the Knicks always lose big games? Like every big game,
Game 7.
Yeah.
To me, I just think that the teams that we are playing know how to use their stars at the right opportunity. Like tonight, Joe, he's been quiet all game, but then OKC pumped him in at the right time to gain the lead, hitting those threes. So everyone has a better, so to speak, unity than we do. We're still young, but that's not an excuse. I just feel that they know how to outplay us on that scheme, where they can use different talent at different times when they're needed and they step up.
See, that's the thing. That's where my question comes in. How does
The
a
coach
30,
has a better feel for his
how does
players
a
than we do.
39-year-old G League coach take over the Oklahoma City Thunder today? Right now, that man's 39 years old. He's been the Thunder's coach since he was 34. Right? Came up from the G League and consistently outcoached Tom Thibodeau.
Well,
He has a
he's
degree.
not. He's not resting on reputation. He has to show up in real time.
And I was also going to say, it's like when you have someone who does something for so long one way, it's a lot easier to find schemes for a younger person coming in. Like, for example, you're going to get steak when you're dealing with Tibbs. But this guy over here, he's dealing with steak, shrimp, lobster. Like, he's giving you a variety. It's not going to taste as good, but he has different variety. Plus, his mentality is different because the NBA has changed. The NBA ain't what it was when Tibbs was coming up, what Tibbs was learning. So this guy has an ear into everything that's new and
So
can
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about how he has the ability to make the proper adjustments in real time because he's fresher in the game.
Like what adjustments?
Like, for example, using Joe tonight. Joe was wide open for 3-pointers. He kept making schemes for him. They kept running the same 2-3 plays to get Joe the ball. Where Tibbs wouldn't really do that unless you were one of the starters. Like, Tibbs believes in his starters, where this coach believes in his players as a whole and backs up behind his superstar in Shea. Because he knows Shea's going to get them involved, and he knows that Shea can draw the defense and get the foul and slow down the game. So he can use that. Plus, he knows when to use these guys because he was making the right substitutions. He knew when to get the guys the ball that they needed. Where Tibbs is like, I'm gonna trust my guys. That's the difference I'm talking about. So in a way, it kind of beat us.
Cowboy Bob, trust his guys with what?
Trust his guys to make the shot. Like guys that aren't in the limelight, like Shea or Hartenstein. He was relying on Joe to light it up. He was relying on Dort's defense. Like little things, and they worked collectively as opposed to just relying on the talent of Brunson and Cat. Sorry. But that's what I was seeing. He was using the team aspect as opposed to just the superstars.
Now, can I say something?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and me and you are not too far apart, but your tangent was crazy. But I'm gonna say this. I think this younger coach, can relate and has a better feel for his players, and the way he looks at the game is a little bit maybe a fresher attitude than Tibbs. Not to say that Tibbs, the way he looks at the game is wrong, and the way he plays the game is wrong to some degree. But if we just top heavy, we got to figure out a way to make these other players. We have to find a way. Somebody has to find a way to make the other players better around us, and that's why it reverts back to what I've been talking about. But you know, I think I think our coach is going to figure it out because I think he's feeling the heat right about now about the way he's scheming things up and doing things and utilizing players. So, like I said, this is going to be a tough month. The chips are going to, from this point on, we got to fight forward.
But
So,
Lee, I understand what you're saying right now, right? But back in October, you and a whole bunch of other people were saying 20-game intervals. Remember that?
no, yeah, because before I had uh, I was trying to give a decent opinion besides a biased opinion
Right.
about how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still dealing with the breakup. You know what I'm saying? And what I thought we should have did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You- and as and thank you, Jesus. The players as well as the coach came together to some degree to put us in a decent position because right now, last year we was like eighth.
Fritz.
We
Let
still
me
number
ask
three.
Fritz. You know what? By next Wednesday, half of this season will be over.
Mm-hmm.
By next Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we are where we are. Yeah.
Right. Now, by the end of January, which is 3 weeks away, we'll be at like the 50-game mark. And one of my pet peeves for the people that come on the show, like the contributors, because it's panelists. The panelists, they're gonna be the same folks that come through every time, and then there are people that come through and visit every now and then. My pet peeve with them, my number one pet peeve is not being themselves. Right? If you're gonna jump on a thing and you're gonna be fake, be somebody else, I just can't. It's just something in my skin. It just does something to my soul when people get around me and try to be somebody they're not. That legit just make me your enemy just off of just two different things. One of the things I want people to be is them natural selves around me. That's what I want. Be yourself. Even if we don't agree. If we don't agree, we don't agree. Right? But the second thing that bothers me, right? And there's only two things that bother me. The second thing that bothers me is when Knicks fans are okay, right? When Knicks fans are okay with kicking the can down the road. right? That bothered me. That bothered me, bro. Like when Knicks fans legit be like, nah, man, in 20 games, we're going to be straight, bro. And you like, wait a minute. What you say? But you said that like about the last 20 games. And the 20 games before that. It's like, man, share your opinion. They're only opinions. Nobody's going to, people may judge you on your opinion, right? But so what? It's sports. It's sports, right? The thing with the Knicks right now is this. I believe we are who we are, right? Cowboy Bob, I know you're going to ask me, well, who are we then?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We are a team of players with not very high ceilings, right? Like Cat is in my mind, Cat is a superstar. In my mind, Jalen Brunson is a superstar, right? But are either one of those dudes, either one, SGA or Luka
No.
or Tatum, right? Are either one of those dudes, Luka, Giannis, Tatum, Anthony Edwards, SGA? And so when I think about that, right? When I think about that, like when I come to that realization, I understand our bench is limited. Deuce is a wave player. That's what he is. This is his 4th year. I don't want to hear, you're not going to talk to me about Deuce's potential. Deuce has been out of high school for 7 years. Deuce McBride has been out of high school for 7 years. I'm not about to have the Deuce McBride conversation. Now, if you want to have that, not in that way, if you want to talk to me about Pacom Dadier's potential or Tyler Kolek's potential, okay, I'll have that conversation with you, right? But Deuce McBride is a wave player. You saw tonight when we needed somebody to make buckets, Deuce McBride was not that guy, right? But when we're winning, and this is, I'm not knocking Deuce, right? I'm not knocking Deuce McBride, but we have 4 seasons or 3.5. I went to New Jersey public schools. We round up. 3.5 is 4, right? So you've seen 4 years of Deuce McBride ride the wave. When we're up 20, Deuce is going to knock down 3 3-pointers. Fritz, that's what he is. Right? When we're up,
Freezie, don't worry about it because I went to high school in Pennsylvania and they graded on the curve. So I feel you.
When we're up 12 against a bad team, Deuce might push the lead to 20. Right? But tonight, against a great team, Deuce McBride wasn't a factor. Don't talk to me about his defense because we lost by 25. I don't want to hear the Deuce, but Deuce defend, man. Deuce defense. Bro, we lost by 25. He plays point guard. The other team's best player was a point guard. Where was that defense? I don't want to hear it. Right? I don't want to hear it. Deuce is a wave player. And we have to come to grips with that. Right? Because the thing about getting better as a person is you have to know yourself first. Right? And the thing about the Knicks, in order for them to get better, they have to know who they are first. Deuce McBride is on the wave. When the wave is here, he is up there with you, pushing the wave forward. When the wave is down here, he is at the bottom of that wave, dragging you down. That's what Deuce is. That's what he is. And I love Deuce McBride. I had high hopes for him. And that's why when I see Deuce, I always feel like he's at his best. Deuce is at his best when we're winning. When we're winning, Deuce is at his best. Now, with that said, if you know that is Deuce, what are you getting from Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, and Precious Achiuwa? You don't know what you're going to get. It's a mixed bag. Ever since Landry Shamet showed up, Cameron Payne's offense has fallen off. That's why it's a slippery slope with making trades and adding players to the roster, because you don't know what move is going to impact what player. And bringing back Landry Shamet has affected Cameron Payne's offense. They occupy the same spots on the floor, and now they have to learn how to play with each other. So what do? Do you stop playing Landry Shamet? You can't. Do you stop playing Cameron Payne? You can't. So what do you do if you're Tibbs? Do you put one of them in the starting lineup and move a starter to the bench so that you'll have quality depth 1 through 9? You can't, because you can't put OG on the bench. You can't put a $42 million player on the bench. And you can't put Bridges on the bench because you gave up 6 first round or however many first round picks you gave up for him. You can't move Brunson to the bench. He's your best player. And you can't move Cat to the bench. So what do? Do you move Josh Hart to the bench? Josh Hart is just a tick above the guys that I just mentioned. You don't know what you're going to get. Right? And so that's why I'm saying to us as Knicks fans, I'm not bashing. Listen, I'm reading the chat. I think all of y'all have great ideas. Well, I think they're all great ideas. I'm not going to say I agree with every idea. But 90% of the stuff I'm seeing in the chat, I think I agree with. Basically, try something new. Right? Fritz, I said all of that. The thing I'm getting at most is, I think the blame for all of this, I think the captain has to go down with the ship. Basically. Right? Right. I don't think you can. I don't think you ride high when things are high, right? And then when things are bad, you're like, I don't know what Cat doing down there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's fair. Right? I don't know if that's fair. I think the primary suspect in this losing crime drama, so to speak, is Tom Thibodeau. Right? He got to figure this thing out. And I have some suggestions. And to quite honestly, I stole some suggestions from the chat. I ain't gonna give y'all credit. I stole some suggestions from the chat, right? Right? But Lee, you know who I think his co-defendant is in this?
Rick Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
And Rick.
Yeah.
Not.
I think Jalen Brunson is his co-defendant in this. My bad, Fritz. Go ahead, bro.
Not. Wouldn't be Leon Rose. Okay. You know how I feel about the coach. I don't think he takes criticism well. Like
no.
But I'm just saying, but this is Tim,
you don't think Tim takes criticism well?
No.
no, man.
No, because you remember that the whole Cam situation. You know how messy he made that.
Yeah.
But I think this is the point where Leon Rose he has to put his thumb on the scale and say, "Hey, you need to change this." But I don't know how he respond. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because
and I agree with
he'll sabotage the team before he'll do what you told him to do.
I don't think he's going to do it right now.
Doing something correctly, or sabotaging something to show it doesn't work.
So, in other words, you said he'll cut his nose off to spite his face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. And
tell him.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fritz.
No, you have someone. He's like, "Yo, this is the right answer," and you say, "Oh, this is the right answer," and they'll mess it up on purpose to show you you're wrong. I think that's how Tibbs is, and I don't think I don't think showing that's gonna take some maturity from Tibbs. But it's up to Leon Rose to push the button.
Oh wow! Look at everybody. Just really quick, I just checked us out on YouTube, and I noticed that we only have 22 likes. Man, y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, right? Yeah, hit that like button and help us get to our goal of 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's our goal. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. 22 likes, man. We got to do better. Yeah, we gotta do better than that. I'm sorry, Fritz. Go ahead, bro.
No, that's it. I think this is part of the job for Leon. Is not just making those trades. It's making sure that the coach is doing what he need to do. But I don't expect him to respond well.
Ooh, what do you expect his response to be?
Now you putting us in a tough situation.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, when they usually ask tough questions, he usually says people have to try harder.
Yeah, more energy.
More energy.
It'll work. Yeah, if you
put more shots up in practice.
Yeah, it'll work if you. Yeah, the schemes will work if you just put more work into them.
If I was vice president or all that right there, I have chiropractors and Red Bull at every workout every day when you're supposed to show up to the facility.
But maybe it's also another thing too. I don't think the players, and this is me speculating, are fully bought into the system as they once were before. Like earlier in the season, you could see them communicating, you could see them talking, you could see them scheming out plans, what they're gonna do. Now I think that I don't know what has happened, but there's just, like you said, with the stagnant, they're not communicating, they're not talking, they're not backing each other up like they used to. But you still see Josh Hart out there getting technical fouls because he's mouthing off to the refs. You still see, Cat getting non-foul calls, but at the same time, it's like nobody's actually backing up Tibbs.
The peculiar thing to that you just said, that right there that you just said, I think is one of the best points that I heard. That's one of the things that I want to talk about. I'm gonna read the super chat thing real quick though. Virtuoso, thank you for the generous contribution. Yo, and first of all, Virtuoso is family. All right, so Virtuoso, whenever I see you, bro, I'm gonna use that $5 on some drinks, bro. Oh, you thought you was gonna get $10 drinks? Nah, bro. If you don't know, clearly you don't know me that good, bro.
Yeah,
if you think you're drinking $10 drinks, right? Salute to my guy Virtuoso. Virtuoso says, "What's the Friday night Knicks record on Friday? Probably not good." Yeah. And Ralph Lewis, thank you for the generous contribution. He says, you're talking about Deuce and our number one point guard that we're about to pay $600 million to can't pass out of a double team. Yeah. See, you putting me on the spot, bro. That's not the conversation that I want to have about Jalen Brunson. Because honestly, I don't think they're gonna pay Jalen Brunson after this contract, bro. I think they're gonna do Brunson just like they did Randall. Yo, take this little short right here, bro, and then we got you on the next trip. That's what I think they're gonna do with Brunson, bro. And I know it sounds crazy right now, but it also sounded crazy when Randall signed his extension, right? It sounded crazy for people to say it then. Like he gave back that much money, bro. They ain't never, bro. These dudes they don't have the intent to pay nobody. They're not gonna lock up the salary cap with one dude. They ain't gonna do that, bro. Jalen Brunson gonna take another pay cut, or he gonna be playing for the Yakima Sun Kings, bro. So, but anyway, but to Cowboy Bob's point, Lee, this is what I want to talk to you about. I was gonna talk to you about it on the phone, and then Bully and his crazy self started talking about pasta salad, and somebody brought up Jerusalem Cruisers or something. But here's the thing.
That was why. That was your man. The finger.
That That was Soulfinger. Right. Here's the thing. I think Josh Hart is laying down on the sword for Tibbs in games. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Josh Hart getting technical fouls called on him for bad calls when your coach is over there on the officials at tip-off? Fritz, when have you seen Tom Thibodeau get a technical foul called on him?
Yeah, I can't even argue that. Damn.
I haven't, and I brought that up the other day. Did you hear me bring that up the other day?
I think you and I talked about it.
Take the fine.
Yeah,
take the fine. Like take the fine. Like I think that's part of your job sometimes. Like take the fine. They call that they're if they put in Brunson into the ground, take the fine, and then the NBA has to eventually do something about it. But if you don't say anything, it's just gonna keep going.
The owner, and the president is gonna find a way you can get that money back.
Yeah. The organization. I always felt like the organization paid them fines anyway. Right. But here's my thing though. Tonight is another example of Jalen Brunson getting accosted in the paint, and Tibbs does nothing but says play through it. And Karl Anthony Towns got hit in the face again and held up the game. And Tibbs didn't throw a tantrum. Tom Thibodeau didn't even challenge the foul call. Right? But yet they were over there talking Josh Hart down off a cliff. Like, nah, Josh, man, it ain't worth it, bro. And I'm thinking like, well, what is the coach doing? Because to me, salute to my brother, Alawai in the building. Kaiser Sose in the building. JM, what's good with you? I see Mike Saunders in the chat causing trouble as usual. Good job, Saunders. Keep it up. Yo, if Tom Thibodeau is not going to bat with you at the reps, it's making me think that why should I follow this dude? The one thing I will do, I'll use Fritz Alcindor for an example. Like Fritz and I do. Fritz Alcindor knows that I value him, right? And it's not because I say, hey, I value Fritz. It's because when he goes live, I'll comment, I'll hit the live button, I'm subscribed to his channel, and I'll try to direct people to his channel. Like, go check out my man Fritz. Right? This is my guy. Fritz know I value him because when something happens in the basketball world, I'll hit him up. And Fritz like to talk, everybody. Fritz will try to keep you on the phone for like 30 minutes. I'm like, man, what is two men doing on the phone for 30 minutes? I mean, what's 2 men on the phone for 30 minutes? I was like, Fritz, just say what you got to say. Hurry up. So I get up this
pause on the thought.
Yeah, And so the reason why I use that as an example, right, is because if Tibbs don't get a tech for you, does that mean Tibbs value not getting teched more than he values his guys getting hit across the face?
It's like, where you sacrificing?
Yeah, well, yeah. What, where were you? What principles are these? Right, y'all see it. Y'all watch the game. Listen, it's 80 something people in the chat. Right, it's 80 something people in the chat. Most of y'all watch the game maybe even twice by now. Right, if you maybe you missed the game, but you are gonna watch it. Right, there were plays during the game when Karl Anthony Towns was at the rim and he got absolutely accosted. It looked like stop and frisk at the rim. And then SGA go to the rim and Jalen Brunson swipe. I didn't say touch. swiped that SGA and got a foul called on him. And Jalen Brunson comes down at the other end and he get bumps and knocked down. And then he's on the floor scrambling, trying to hold onto the ball. And they call tied possession jump ball between him and Hartenstein. Fritz, you remember that?
Yep.
Remember Jalen Brunson get knocked off his feet, is on the floor?
Yep.
Him and Hartenstein reaching there and people fighting for the ball. And they call held possession jump ball between Jalen Brunson and Isaiah Hartenstein. And on the jump ball, Jalen Brunson ain't need jump. He's like, man, look, y'all want the ball that bad, y'all can have it. But SGA go to the rim, and you better not breathe on him, bro. Now, with that said, Jalen Brunson did shoot 12 free throws, and Cowboy Bob, the Knicks were perfect from the line tonight, 23 for 23.
Good.
Right? 23 for 23 from the line. We can't complain about that, right?
Yep.
Or can we? Or can we complain about that?
It's a little bit of both, because if Tibbs was challenging plays, we could have probably went to the line more. And that's another thing. Other coaches seem to use the challenge play more than Tibbs. I've seen Tibbs do one challenge in like 4 games. And
Dang, Drake just coming. Drake just kicking the door. You just kicking in the door, bro?
We've been a 4-4.
Like your favorite rapper?
And push me all the way in the bottom corner.
hey, I'm next to you, man. Don't act like that's a bad thing.
Whoa. Oh, to answer your question about the text freeze.
I can still smell your breath. That's the problem.
To answer your question about the text freeze, he's a control freak. He don't want to be out the game.
No.
Do you like if he got ejected out the game? Can you imagine him? That man will pull out the hair. I mean, pull out his scalp, like not hair. There ain't no hair up there, but he gonna pull the skin on the top of his head out in the back room.
Nah, it's the comb over first.
Oh my god! Like,
is the thing though?
And if he gets kicked out, who is going to be the coach, the lead assistant? Who's running it? If a damn sure ain't gonna be Rick Brunson.
It's Rick Brunson.
I'll cheat.
Yo.
Anyway, Drake, the whole point I was just making about the text is sometimes we were talking about a spark. If you see a coach every now and again show emotion, saying, hey, he's getting fouled, it'll give them the comfortability, like, yo, he got our back. Because here's the thing. If I seen Tibbs, like, how many games have we seen Tibbs actually do a challenge? It's like 1 in every 5 games. Yeah, he may win, but there's tons of times we get fouls, we don't get the calls, and he doesn't back up the actual players for it.
Like sometimes the players will be like, "Yo, challenge it," and he doesn't.
Yeah, and he don't even challenge.
When you and then that does a lot for the morale of the team, because at points, like even for other teams, I see players just demonstratively scream, "Yo, challenge it!" And even if they don't think he's right, like for example, Steve Kerr would just challenge it off the strength of Curry saying challenge it. Off the strength of Draymond saying challenge it, Steve Kerr will challenge it without even consulting to his assistants.
Let me ask you a question. This is a serious question.
Yep.
Maybe the loss that we had this year maybe is because Johnny Bryant was the associate head coach and he had some say, and now your boy has all the say. There's no balance. The team right now, our problem with our team, there's no balance, and we're trying. Somebody somewhere on this team has to create balance.
I think maybe it's something that we don't see. Maybe the assistant coaches have say off the court or outside of in-game scenarios and situations. But at the games, even when we had Johnny Bryant will come down, say like whisper a few things to Tibbs, and Tibbs will just be like, okay, and not even do anything. But it's hard to say. It's hard to tell. But in the times that I do watch or notice, the assistant coaches don't even be in Tibbs' ear during the game. Like they just be chilling. Tibbs just be off in his own world half the time, just just relaxing. Well, not relaxing because he's never really relaxing. He's on edge, but he's just too locked in. For example, around the league, if you have like an out of bounds play, you can challenge it to see if your player was fouled in the first place, even if it's obviously off your player, right? I don't think Tibbs has challenge used that challenge for a scenario like that. Whereas guys like Mark Dagnall or Joe Mazzulla or Ime Udoka, for example, like younger guys, younger minds for the game, they're on those micro things. They're on those little nuances. But Tibbs just be in his own world sometimes, man. Feels
You can't retrain a dog to do something it's been doing for so long. You can't retrain a person's mindset that easy. That's why it's like, at least if he's fighting on the court, with at least getting a check, one check, they will look and be like, yo, maybe he's trying. Because I think that the players lost faith in him since, I want to say, give me a sec. I got to think. I want to say like the last 10 games or so, because they haven't been communicating. They're not like how they used to be when we started off in the season. And for me,
the last 10 games we've been solid, but the
no, no,
shooting has been terrible.
I understand that, but what I'm talking about is the communication and how we are. Like, you can see it starting to fall off. Like, remember, you always see me come on here and tell you when Josh Hart and Brunson's talking or Cat is talking to OG, like that's when I know we're gonna win a game, because I see these guys are locked in, and even if we do lose, it's a close game. But for me, lately, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen any kind of challenge to all these foul calls that we're not getting. Like, there's no respect towards us, and it should be coming from the coach. And I think that he lost a lot of favors from the players, because earlier in the season, you saw the hunger, you saw the fight. You can't be fatigued already, and it's only almost half the season.
I can't even put it on fatigue. I just think these dudes get lost in these dudes are creatures of habits. And if you like the way we beat up on bad basketball teams, and the good basketball teams highlight what our flaws are, and we haven't necessarily pivoted away from it. Like the way Josh Hart is being guarded, you're gonna see that against the elite teams. Anytime we go against like really, really good basketball teams, they're not gonna let you off the hook for having a guy on the court that's a hesitant shooter that doesn't have a quick trigger. That's why like they're like, okay, well we'll put Hartenstein on him. Because what's the worst Josh Hart can do is take 4 threes in a game? As opposed to like if you go on the Celtics, the Celtics lost tonight. As if you go to the Celtics, if you leave Drew Holiday or Derek White out there, them dudes will literally take 15 threes if you try to overload or overhelp on guys. And
Oh,
and and we have like multiple guys out there that aren't willing shooters. And you're looking at like Carl Towns to be able to figure it out. And I think people get frustrated that Carl Towns isn't as necessarily as aggressive as you want him to be with small guys on him. But the game plan is to literally put small guys on him and double team him immediately. They're not gonna let Carl Towns get into the post, take 3, 4 dribbles, get to a jump hook, and as soon as on the catch, that double is coming.
your point
So
of
so
they don't have.
and that double is gonna come as long as you have guys on the court that aren't willing shooters. And
Well,
Brunson falls in that category too because he's not even a willing shooter right now. Not from three. He'll take everything but a three right now.
what I was gonna say is other coaches seem to use that to their advantage. Yeah, the system may be different, but let's look at the team we played tonight. Lou Dort, he don't do nothing but just go downhill and score on a layup. He rarely shoots
Lou
the
Dort
three
shoot
ball.
no. Lou Dort shoots
Oh,
40% from three.
yeah, on
Lou
low
On
Dort
like
is a
volume.
part of
on
their
like
On
defense.
low volume. But what I'm trying to say
He's
is,
their Josh Hart.
I
he
was trying
shoots
to
more
say,
threes per game than Josh. I think he takes like 5 threes
he
per
takes
game.
5. But I was just going to say this. They found use for him to where his main priority is defense. Use it to his advantage to where it can open up his offense. This is what I was saying, where I think Tibbs is lacking. Because to be honest with you, you should be able to find a way to have use for
Yo,
Josh
Cowboy
Hart.
Bob, you babbling again, bro? What's happening?
Nah, I'm just saying you should be able, because Dre said Josh Hart's inefficiency on offense, you put a center on them. I'm saying Tibbs should be able to find a way to actually get the best out of
Facts,
Josh Hart.
Freezy.
Nah,
I'm not
he,
battling.
Like you
nah, he
said,
was, he was
the
talking
thing you
about
said about
he's talking about Lou Dort not shooting, and they find man, Lou Dort was a defender when
Lou
he got
Dort.
the league.
Yeah, Lou Dort been a defender from the jump. The thing that
No,
changed
yeah,
for Lou Dort is he's pushing 6 threes attempted per game. Josh Hart plays way more minutes than him and only takes 3 threes a game.
and they have to be wide open threes. Lou Dort is a willing 3-point shooter. If you give him a sliver of daylight, he's shooting, bro. That's
Yeah,
what.
and teams try to do that and they pay for it every time.
Yeah, yeah.
They developed him that way. I give Mark Daigneault credit because
How many threes in the game do you see Josh Hart pass up every night?
About 5.
if it was tonight,
6, 7.
he turned down 4 of them. And if you're going by the book, he says they're shooting like 38% from 3, right?
Yeah,
Put the shots up. Put the shots up. You making it worse on your star players by turning down shots.
yeah. Because
And
you
plus,
don't know when you're gonna get another great 3-point look, bro. You can't turn them down.
and because he's like that, teams would be like, okay, Hartenstein, we'll just put you on. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Josh Hart goes 3 for 3 from 3. Okay, that's
So
9
what?
points.
Yeah.
So what? And like you look around, OKC had a guard. I said this earlier. OKC had a guard that was a hesitant shooter like Josh Hart. You know what they did to him? They traded his ass.
They keep hesitant guards. This ain't new. They keep. Y'all don't remember Andre Roberson?
Yeah. Yeah, now they learn the error of their ways and we're like, okay, we not doing this. We not doing this Josh Giddey stuff no more. God bless you, your playmaking. But if you're gonna turn down shots, we can't have that around. We can't have that around Shea.
Right.
You got to be willing to make teams pay. And they're OKC's not even a great 3-point shooting team, but they're a willing 3-point shooting team.
Right.
And they have guys that have resumes that state they have guys that can shoot. Like Isaiah Joe's been shooting poorly this year, but you wouldn't tell as of tonight. And you know what? His coach saw that he had it, and he kept feeding him.
But he came out of high school as a shooter.
Yeah, I'm saying
You got him out of funk. You got him out of funk tonight.
Yeah, man.
I think this was like his worst year.
Like that, bro.
And they kept feeding and kept going to him. And it felt like we didn't have no answers. We had no pivots, no nothing.
Fritz, what a conversation that, bro. We talking about Lou Dort and 3-point shooting?
Well,
yeah, he did his thing. But they had quality. You had the quality of looks they were getting were ridiculous. They had all day to do what they do. Wide open.
So who's to blame? Who's to blame?
Who was it? Jalen Williams set up in the corner on a fast break.
Fritz, I'll ask you a question. Who's to blame?
Huh?
Who's to blame?
That's Tibbs.
Freezie, we played them last week. And I know for certain one coach adjusted and one coach did not. The one coach damn near had a strategy like it was a playoff game, like it was a series. And he came back and basically destroyed everything that we wanted to do. They were like, okay, Brunson, we noticed Brunson doesn't want to take 3, so we're gonna go under every single screen. We're gonna stay to the hip of the corner 3-point shooters and dare you to kill us with a bunch of 2s. You better shoot 90% on them 2s in order to win tonight.
Yeah. Right. And here's the thing that I find fascinating. Yeah, y'all listen, let me finish my point before y'all cut me off, because I know how y'all like somebody will say 6 words and then somebody cut them off.
Get in your bag, Freezie.
Like, so here's my thing I found fascinating tonight. The Knicks had 23 free throws. They finished the night 23 for 23 from the free throw line. And yet they lost by 20 plus points. What does that say about your offensive efficiency when you go to the free throw line 23 times and you shoot 100% from the free throw line, right?
They should
And
be
you
dialed in.
lose and you lose by 20 plus points.
You want me to answer that?
It's the
Yeah.
other 20. It's the other 3 people on the court.
Yeah.
It ain't just that, but to this point, there are more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to win games.
Yep.
And OKC decided we gonna win the possession battle not by offensive rebounding, by turning you over, running you off the line, and making you convert contested twos. And that's how they won. And by proxy, you're gonna get a bunch of free throw attempts.
Yep.
You're gonna get a bunch of rebounds against them. But
Yep.
you ain't never gonna have more possessions than them because they're gonna turn you over more than you turn them over. And you are not gonna shoot more threes than them, regardless of percentage.
But Dre, you know what though? Here's another stat that I'm gonna mention to you, and it's gonna throw even more oil-based paint on the canvas.
Yep.
The Knicks won the turnover battle 10-15. The Knicks had 10, OKC had 15. So they had a +5 turnover differential, right?
How many more threes did they take than us?
Right. No. Listen, I'm gonna get to that point. I'm gonna get to that point. But what I'm saying is the normal markers of a winning team go in the Knicks' favor.
Mm-hmm.
If you shoot more free throws, you should win. If you win the turnover margin, you should win. Fritz, you see where I'm going with it?
Mm-hmm.
You see where I'm going? Like the customary mile markers for a winning team are apparent, but this team lost by 20 plus points. This team lost by 25 points, and it should have been 35.
Should have been 40.
But Tibbs left OG Anunoby in the game to like the 5-minute mark, right? And so my question to y'all is it just a Knicks team that took 10 more shots than they normally take? Because they outshot Oklahoma City, bro. They took 7 more shots than OKC. The Knicks rarely, right? The Knicks rarely approach 100 shots in a regulation game, Dre. Right? The Knicks rarely, think about, I'm going to tell you a number and it's going to sound ridiculous, right? The Knicks took 93 shots. 96 shots, I'm sorry. The Knicks took 96 shots, right? That averages out to about 24 shots per quarter, right? That means the Knicks took a shot about every 2 minutes, right? The Knicks took a shot about every 2 minutes, and they barely broke 100 points. Matt Ryan had to come in and save the day to throw a bank shot off the glass to get us to 100 points.
Well, Freezie, when you shoot 13% from 3, kind of.
We stopped the ball movement. We stopped movement, and the ball movement stopped.
When the other team takes less threes than you, but outscores you by 30 behind the 3-point line,
right?
That's not good.
That's not good, bro.
They took 4 less threes than us and still outscored us by 30 behind the line.
Because the ball stopped moving.
Well, I mean, if you moving the ball, like, I'll put it this way: about around 6 of those shots that Mikal took out of the 9 were good looks.
Yeah, they would. Man, a few of those shots were like wide open.
Like, at some point, the guy that you spent all that draft capital got to do better than missing. Like, we literally got him to make open shots. Now, am I saying him making those open shots would have won this game? Absolutely not. There were other things that went wrong in the process.
I'm grateful that you said that because that's what you sold me on at the beginning of the year.
That's what he's supposed to hit those shots, and he just I don't get it, man. Like,
I think I ain't even gonna front, bro. I think the Mikal Bridges stuff, I think we are wilding, bro. Yo,
am I wilding? He's 0 for 9, Freezie. And got cooked. Granted, it's SGA, but that man was destroyed on both ends.
It's because of what I said earlier.
He's on that.
Nah, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Right? I'm talking about that man's overall impact on the season.
okay.
I don't think it's Mikal Bridges, bro. Because Mikal Bridges had a month. I think it was it January or December? I think it was January, where he shot 56% from the floor, 43% from three, and 77% from the free throw line. He averaged 21.5 points per game in December. December is the month I'm talking about, not January. That man was 56, 43, 77, averaged 21.5, and was the Knicks' primary on-ball defender.
If you notice, Freezy, the game that the last time, like when we were up on OKC by 14, whatever, it was because McCall was hitting his shots.
Yeah. And but Dre, what do I always tell you about two-way players?
It's hard to do it.
It's hard to be consistent as a two-way player, whether it's your offense, your defense, or your health. You're gonna risk something in that equation if you're a two-way player. Right? If you're a consistent offense and defensive player, you're risking your health. Right? If you're gonna stay healthy and generally be a great offensive player, your defense is gonna suffer. Right? It's like the fitted sheet thing. And I know people want to question me about it, right? People question me all the time. Like, Uncle Freezie, that's not true. Look at Paul George. Look at Kawhi Leonard. Look at Trey Murphy. What do all
The
three
first two had all traumatic injuries.
Look, what all three of those dudes have the same thing in common, bro. They stay in street clothes. And y'all know I love Trey Murphy, bro. Yeah, I would trade a dude off this team right now for Trey Murphy. And Dre know that. When me and Dre first met on draft, I think it was draft night a few years ago, right? When the Knicks had 2 first-round picks in the first round and not this year, Dre. I know that every 3 years the Knicks have 2 first-round picks. I get it. I'm talking about the Grimes draft.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Grimes draft, right? You know I wanted Trey Murphy bad, right? I live in South Carolina, so I watched Trey Murphy at Virginia. I seen the Kentucky guys live. I generally go to the Kentucky game in Columbia at Colonial Life every year. Every year, that's my thing because it generally happens around my birthday, right? Or somewhere thereabout, right? I got some homeboys in Columbia, and we'll go. Like we'll go see Kentucky or Arkansas or whoever the hot SEC team is. Right outside of Kentucky, like one year we went to go see. Y'all remember Anthony Edwards at Georgia?
Yeah,
I
they
saw
weren't really winning nothing, but he was just a show.
Yeah, when he was going bananas, hell yeah.
I saw that man jump lead. It looked like that man was 4 feet off the ground, bro. And I know 4 feet don't sound like a lot until you consider that's 48 inches.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But anyway, the point that I'm
and you estimating that.
Yeah, but I'm probably Lee from Anthony Edwards. I was probably about from where you at in your bedroom?
Nah, I'm in my den.
You're in the den. I was probably about your den to the kitchen from Anthony Edwards. When I saw it. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know how you could just get up out your den and walk in the kitchen? That's how close I was.
Yeah.
Right. Man, but anyway, the point that I'm making about Mikal Bridges is guys like him are gonna go through these things. So you can't judge him on a nightly basis. You have to go by body of work. Right? You have to go by body of work. Like at the end of the season, you'll look back on the season and be like, oh, okay, yeah, he had his up and down. But for two-way players that contribute offense and stay healthy, you gotta understand that he's gonna have these moments, bro. Even Scottie Pippen used to get hurt in major moments. Yeah, I remember in the game 6 against the Knicks where Scottie Pippen had the lower back injury and they put Scottie on the floor anyway, and Scottie couldn't even walk.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that against the Knicks, and the Bulls wound up beating us in game 6?
Mm-hmm.
And Scottie couldn't even walk. They took him back at halftime and gave him a shot in his lower back, and after the game, he was like, the shot hurt more than the pain itself. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two-way players are gonna go through the ups and downs. I'm not saying that excusing Mikal Bridges. What I am saying though is that archetype of player, you're not going to get aggressive defense, aggressive offense, and a picture of health, right? Something's always going to be, it's the fitted sheet. A corner is going to pop. These guys, it's going to have, it's the same thing going on with OG Anunoby, right? OG Anunoby thus far has played 39 games and has been healthy. Drake,
I don't think he ever played 39 straight games in a row in his career.
you feel me?
I don't
You see
think he's
where
ever done
where
that.
I'm going with it, right?
And I feel like he's probably doing that because he got paid.
Yo,
Like he wants to live
basically
up
what
to
you
it.
saying, they smoke, Freezy. They
Huh?
smoke right now, and they're pacing themselves to get to the midway point.
Nah. What I'm saying is you got to give them grace, right? It's like Lee. You remember when you and Bully was doing the show together, and Bully used to apologize like every 10 seconds, like "I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, big bro."
Yeah.
And we was like, "Bully, shut the fuck. Why you always
Yeah, we used to cuss
apologize like,
them out.
yeah." And we like, but yo, Bully, that's not good TV, man. You apologizing like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Sorry to who? You don't have to be sorry. Your opinion matters just like everybody else. Remember that?
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So you
Hell yeah.
and so the reason why I say that is because over time, Bully got better to the point where he was hosting the show by himself. You got to give people grace. Fritz, you feel me? You feel where I'm going with it? It's like I'm not saying that they shouldn't be held to a standard. What I'm saying is they shouldn't be held to the standard, right? Because even the best two-way, think about all the best two-way players in the league. If OG and Mikal Bridges are not the gold standard, but say they're comparable to the best two-way players in the game, right? Think about how many games the best two-way players in the game have missed already.
Yeah, Kawhi. Yeah.
Right. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is those guys use so much energy, and the fact that neither has missed a game, neither. Cat has already missed 2 games. Right? You feel me? So it's like what I guess what I'm getting at is
And Brunson.
And Brunson has missed a game already. Right? So the point that I'm getting, Deuce has missed what? How many games has Deuce missed already? 10?
5 in a row.
At least 10. He missed 5. He missed 5 this last go around. Then he missed like
5.
4.
The first with the knee, right? With the jumper's knee, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Deuce, and he's a role player.
Precious missed the first 20 or so games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so in the grand scheme of things, I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other. All I'm asking for is allow me to be an advocate for some of the players that do so much for this team. Right? Just allow me just be the advocate for these guys that put in so much work.
Yep.
Right? That's all I'm saying. Like we get so hard on guys that go combined 0 for 19 from the, whatever they went. When they was 0 for 59,000 from the floor.
OG and Mikal were 2 of 17.
Yeah, they would Starks. It was like 2 of 17 from the floor, right?
Oh my God, you about to get yourself PTSD.
I already got it, bro.
Yo, bro, don't even go there, man.
That direct deposit be hitting, bro. That direct deposit. Shout out to
it was game 6 is the worst.
Yeah.
F game 7, game 6 because we had them.
Yeah.
And we should have put them away.
Derek
Hartman would have been MVP. Pat would have had his ring, and nobody in New York right now would be talking too much. But we won't be stressing like we're stressing now.
I hear one
Derek Hartman.
Watching the Knicks, man.
That's one Nick that if I ever see him, I'll fight him, bro. Derek Harper missed about 10 rotations at the top of the key, and they kept knocking down the 3-point at the top. But anyways, the point that I'm getting at.
Oh, peace. I think what's his name left? Bob. Peace, Bob.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Cowboy Bob, man. Hey,
So money
Todd
was on.
Barbie in the chat. Salute. Todd Barbie probably coming in
Here,
here.
here's the thing. Like in our last 10 games, we shooting 28%.
Peace, Ty.
In our last 10 games, we shooting 28% from three, and we're not even shooting at a high volume. It's just we just missing.
We just don't have no legs, bro. We just don't have no legs. That's just what it is.
If you go
That's
around
what
the
I'm
league,
saying. We pacing
Right.
ourselves to the middle of the season until the break, the All-Star break.
Lee, hey,
That's why I said I hope we
we
can
at the
finish
middle.
over 500 this month.
Lee, we had the middle, bro. We played 39 games. The middle is 41.
I'm
yeah,
talking about to the All-Star break.
which is
That's my
like
point.
that's like 55 games.
Yeah, something, yeah.
Yeah,
But
we got like another 12, 13 game stretch minimum.
we probably got about a month, right? Because what's today, the 11th? So we got about a month to the All-Star game and about 3 weeks to Fritz. About 3 weeks to the trade deadline, or 3.5 weeks to the trade deadline.
Yeah.
But let me
Our
just
people
say,
are hurt. Our people are hurt.
I mean, you can say to respond to JJ in the chat. You can say people not good enough, but when you shoot 4 of 31 from three, and they shoot less threes than you, but make over half of their threes, that's the main stat that dictated the game.
hey Fritz, we got to tell Dre to stop living in the chat, bro. When you live in the chat, bro, when you go in the bushes, bro, you gonna get.
Hey, JJ be right though. Freezy, he usually be right.
No, I said live in the bushes. I ain't saying visit the bushes. I'm talking about live in the bushes. Yeah. So, but the point that I'm getting at is the expectation for OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are what they're doing right now. What you get from them offensively is gravy. Basically, they're our third and fourth scorer. You brought Cat in to be the second scorer, just as good as Brunson on most nights, or better than Brunson on most nights.
Yep.
Right. It's called the 1-2 punch, right? With Cat and Brunson. The other three, if you get 60 points from the other three, if you get 50 points from the other three, you cooking with Crisco. And for those that don't know what Crisco is,
Boy, that was the original fry chicken at the house back in the day in your mama hot water cornbread pan.
Yeah.
Yo, bro,
The black one.
the one that's scorched forever.
Yeah.
And you better wipe it down. All you gotta do is rinse it out, wipe it down. Don't do nothing else, and put it up. Maybe put some heat on it and throw a little bit more grease on it. That's it.
That's it.
I got one right now at the house.
Yeah, man.
But I want to say this real quick. What that said about that, you know what I'm saying? Those like what he's saying about OG, those are the body blows. And, you know what I'm saying? Those are the body blows with Hart and Mikal Bridges. Our jab, our 1-2. These cats gotta come together and get it correct. And they need some rest, yo. I'm telling you, I know they're tired.
We need to generate better shots, and we need to make them shots. The process is trash, and the result is trash.
Fritz,
Like sometimes you can get to a good result
I don't even
with a trash process, which we did at points in December. But you're not gonna get away with trash process to get good results against good teams.
Right.
They're just not gonna let you eat off of that. Bad teams will let you eat off a lazy process, lazy closeouts, lazy offensive discipline.
Dre,
You're not gonna get away with that against the OKC.
But bro, I promise you, bro. I promise you. I know you know what you're talking about, bro.
Yep.
I don't always agree because philosophy is about perspective.
Yep.
Right. But what I'm telling y'all is that all NBA minutes are not the same.
Yep.
So when you see Mikal Bridges play 39, he's not playing 39 Giannis minutes, right? This man it's like for him, it's like playing 52 minutes, right? because he's a 6'6" guy playing point of attack defense on guards, right? That's already a no-go, right?
He's running a marathon.
Right. That's already why is your 6'6" wing player guarding 6'3" guards all season, 39 minutes? That's already crazy, right? The second thing is the Knicks don't have the luxury of having a Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Jokic on the floor where one player every night is going to make it easy for everybody. They don't have a Steph Curry, right? Even if OKC come out with all the, because what OKC is doing, it's not new. The defensive stuff they're doing, the Memphis Grizzlies used to do it. I remember seeing it. I saw it with my own eyes. I remember James Posey and
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. I agree. That level of guy or guy that level of guy only exists on the Knicks when Jalen Brunson is taking threes.
Right. In stretches, because he's not going to do it every night. But
if he establishes it enough to the point that it's in the back of the defense,
he can do it like 6 or 7 games in a row. Jalen Brunson can, I think.
Yeah,
right?
and once he establishes that, but once he establishes that he can do that, or he's willing to do that at any point, teams shift their defense. Like when I mentioned that they were going under screens, all it takes is for one team to decide to go over the screen with Brunson, and everything just collapses and breaks down for teams' defenses off of that alone. But once he decides to not establish the three in his game, and he goes 10 plus games not doing it, these are the results you're gonna get tonight.
You win in 47 games.
Yep, these are the results you're gonna get tonight. Brunson's ceiling drops a lot when he doesn't have the three ball. He's a good scorer, but if he don't got the three ball, he's just a top 20 guy.
Yeah, I'm with E. Gibson on this. E. Gibson took my point. He said he thinks it's depth in coaching.
I think so. I think
that is absolutely what I think it is. Jalen Brunson doesn't do the traditional point guard split, right? Is 60-40. When you have a ball dominant point guard, it should be 70-30. In Jalen Brunson's case, we're talking about like 88-12.
Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Corey.
Maybe the calf issue is bigger than what it is. He's not shooting them threes because of the calf.
That's not a question, though.
My fault. Do you think that? Now I'm gonna phrase it in the question. Do you think maybe the calf issue is bigger? Is really bigger than what we know?
I think it might be It might be an issue, but I also want to say maybe not, because that man is dribbling to get to his mid range. He's using his calf as much as he can to get to that mid range.
Yeah.
So if he's not taking a three, it might be something to do with his wrist. I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Or maybe his back, something like maybe
he's not generating enough power. Because remember the other night he was missing mid range shots off the glass.
And you were like, "What is going on?"
15-footer and like his bread and butter. He's still well above average in the mid range and the floater, but he used to be like number 1 in the league in that area, and it's just off. Like I ain't never seen him miss a mid-range shot that bad in my life, especially a wide open one.
I don't think the confidence is in it, and for him to get it off. You know, it's like you said. If he is not establishing his 3-point shot, I don't know what's going on for him to be so gravitated going to the basket. I guess. I don't know if he's still trying to foul bait or something, because that's all I could think of. Why he's going to the basket so much.
Can I tell you something funny? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something funny. It's gonna sound mad, exotic out the way. My uncle said his head too big. I swear to God, bro. My uncle was like,
God.
that boy need to be playing foot. He should be a running back. His head too big. You know, what they gonna do?
I'm listening.
Hands in the
Totally
air, bro.
understood.
He's like, yeah, that boy should have been a running back, man. Look how big he is. Yo, don't lie, bro. But on keeping it a stack, I do believe that my belief is that it's Tom Thibodeau not using the roster optimally, right? Like, I don't think Tom Thibodeau is using the roster optimally.
I don't think so either.
Right. And the reason why I say that is because against young athletic teams, even if you don't play Pacom Danier, you know who you can play? Who's a young athlete? 6'8"? Jacob Toppin. Jake is, I don't know if Jacob Toppin is an NBA player, right? I don't know this for sure because I don't see him enough, right? At the NBA level. Now I see him in the G League, man. I do watch the Westchester Knicks on occasion. I try to catch him at least every 2 weeks. I try to catch a game, right? Bro, there are certain nights when teams are like, yeah, the Knicks are thick. Like they not a long athletic team. Even our center is 260. Right. Even our center is a thought. You know what I'm saying? So it's like teams players say, like, you know how we gonna combat that? We gonna go long and athletic. And you know what we do?
Shoot over the top.
Yeah, and beat us to lose. But yeah. And so what we do is when teams say, hey, we're gonna go long and athletic, you know what we do? We're like, here's our answer. We're gonna go with Precious.
We're gonna go even more stout.
Yeah, we're gonna go even more stout. Yeah. Where Rasputia at? This is our theory, right? We want to go with Rasputia and Sherwin.
And this is the thing, like when you go around the league and we losing the teams, and they got guys that are fringe NBA guys in their rotation because they need to buy their actual stars minutes. The last time we played OKC, they played their rookie. This game, they deviated away from that,
Right.
and that was an adjustment on their coaches'
Yeah.
behalf. This is what, like, if you notice, their attention to detail was completely different than what we came into. We were trying to run that game like it was any other game, and OKC was like, "We just played you last week. We know what spots you like to get to. We're going to make you even more uncomfortable. Figure it out."
Right.
They doubled down on what they were doing.
Right. Dre, you know what I think Tibbs doesn't do, right? What I think Tibbs doesn't do is find weaponry well. Right? Like I don't think he finds weaponry. Lee, you remember last year when Dante DiVincenzo was on that 3-point heater? Remember that? Not when he first became the starter. Not when he first became the starter. I'm talking about when I think it was about this time last year.
Yeah, he carried us for a second.
Yeah, when Dante was
he saved Jalen Brunson in a lot of games.
You remember when Dante was a weapon, and every time Dante get hot, Tibbs would take him out the game. Remember that?
Yep.
And you're like, yo, who cares about your set rotation?
He just shot 3 threes and knocked 2 of them down. Are you serious?
Remember the game, Dre? You remember the game in Atlanta when Quentin Grimes broke his wrist?
Yeah.
He didn't really break it. He just cried like he did. Oh! Remember that loud scream? I thought I was watching a video game, bro.
He yelped.
Yeah. Quentin Grimes screamed like he broke his wrist, and then he came back 2 minutes later with a Dora the Explorer band-aid on his. Anyway, and that I think I can't remember exactly, but Grimes left the game, and then the Deuce and Dante were cooking, right? And then it come time for you to change the rotation. One guy missing. My guy takes Dante out of the game. and you could just see the frustration on Dante's face.
It
Right?
it's you know what the most shocking thing is the game we just watched. I saw Huck Porty in the third quarter. That's the most shocking thing I done seen in this entire season. Freezy. After that man was sent off to exile,
Yeah.
and he came in and he had some energy, some
He had
minutes.
some energy. He ain't do nothing, bro.
He caught a block
Yeah, he
and a little floater.
that lob. First of all, that floater lets you know he ready.
Yeah,
Right. If he get touches, but I think Huck Porty is gonna be like he gonna be somebody backup center with offense for a while. Yo, Justice is in the building. All right, I see you.
it was one of those things where it was like the Spider-Man meme, where it was like Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Because he went in and it was another German center,
yeah,
left-handed center that wears number 55,
yeah.
and they
And
went
they
back
know
and
each
forth.
other.
Yeah, and they went back and forth throwing little big man floaters up. If you notice, they
Yeah.
they went at each other directly with the same move.
And he almost created a crime scene. If he would have caught that lob, bro, you see the lob that he missed, it was barely off his fingertips.
And that was a terrible lie.
Bro, if he would have caught
He was
me and
trying
Lee
to,
were watching it, bro.
that was his offhand too. Like it was a right hand. I think he was trying to catch it.
And full disclosure for anybody that ever played guard, coaches always say, yo, if you a guard, bro, throw that ball to the corner of the backboard. That's where you're supposed to throw it.
Yeah.
That's the fundamental play, right? Throw it to the corner of the backboard. That way, if you don't get it, nobody get it, right? If he'd have caught that thing and threw that thing down, bro, we'd have still been carving his Hall of Fame bust right now. He'd have go.
And he wouldn't play until next
We've
week.
been arguing over Mitch right now.
Right.
Somebody get out of town.
Right. We'd have been like, Porty need to wear 23.
But I will say, Huck Porty doesn't necessarily. He has the instincts, but he doesn't necessarily. He doesn't know what the NBA speed is. So sometimes
Yeah.
he gets caught up being too aggressive or not being aggressive enough.
Aggressive enough, yeah.
And
I think the staying out of foul trouble thing is a thing with him.
yeah, and he's going to be a rotational big. There's no buts about that. Like he's going to be one. It's just going to take him time to adjust to the speed.
He better get
But that point that you just said about being patient on defense, that takes time. That's like 2-3 seasons at the worst case scenario.
But he played at a pro level, so I think I'm gonna give him 1 year. I'm gonna give him a season and a half.
Well, that's his career right now.
Ain't nothing. He better hurry up because when James Najee get help, bro, I promise you, James Najee is a bull in a china shop with soft hands. Right now, does he have basketball? You'll see. Right, everybody, chat. I'm saying this name right now for you, James Najee. Right, I'm saying James Najee's name. Right now, have I been wrong on guys? Yes, I missed on Rokas Jokibitis. I thought Rokas Jokibitis was going to be that big guard that we needed off the bench. It ain't work out. I was wrong. Right, but there were other guys that I absolutely hit on. And I think James Najee is one of them guys. Right. Huck Porty, don't be Jericho Sims, bro.
Yeah, I think he's better than Jericho.
No.
No.
I'm talking about. No, I'm not talking about in that sense. I'm talking about get your job took.
Oh, okay, yeah. Get ready.
Yeah.
Put it together as fast as you can.
Yeah, man. Don't be. Now, I'm not saying because I like jump man. I like saying the word jump man. I like saying that, right? But in terms of the point that I was getting to, I think Tom Thibodeau missed his opportunity, missed his window to have the roster completely right. And I think the Precious Achua injury kind of threw everything kind of catacorner, kind of sideways almost for Tibbs. Because the thing about Tibbs, the people that are prepared, when you throw a fly in the ointment, it kind of throws them off center, right? It kind of throws them off a little bit.
But here's where I push back on that. When he's had a fly in the ointment and it's diminished the talent on the roster, he's figured out a way to push through. I don't think he knows what to do.
You're talking about game by game, right?
I'm talking about in a season. I mean, last year, how many quality NBA players did we lose during that season, and we wound up winning 50 games?
That was team roster, team setup, and
Right.
certain individuals were healthy at that moment for him to do that.
But that's not the point that I'm making. He did that game by game. He never knew who was going to be available and who wasn't. Just like everybody. I mean, he knew, but you get what I'm saying.
As soon as he knew Randall was out, he pivoted his whole style of offense. And that's what I'm saying. When he has less, he knows how to get more out of less. Precious being out is not a good enough excuse for Tibbs.
Nah,
with his
man.
roster.
I think you want to give him. I think you want to give him kudos for that, and I think he did a great job last year in the regular season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Tibbs is a hell of a coach when the chips are down.
And I think he is not a hell of a coach when the chips are down. I think his track record proves that he has
not in the postseason, but in the regular season.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm
Postseason completely different. He's not. I don't think he's a. Might piss people. I don't think he's a championship caliber coach.
He's not a big game coach.
No, not like if you get into a war of the minds in a 7-game series, the superior coach is going to win.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, unless he just has an overwhelming amount of talent. But like, for example, when we went against the Miami Heat and we lost to them, if we
I knew you was gonna bring that.
If we swap coaches, we would have wiped the floor of Miami.
We'd have gentleman sweep. Spoelstra win 4 games to 1 with that roster that we had.
Yo, I really want to push so bad against y'all, but we don't have no evidence of us winning or him winning outside of the fact that he was an assistant head coach.
And it was the first.
And what hurts more than anything is that he's pretty much like I get y'all to a point because he hasn't got over that personal hump himself and all the opportunities that he's had. So with that said, man, I wish I could come back. But y'all correct though.
Yeah, see, I was trying to get to a point. My point though, and I understand where y'all coming from, and I appreciate the contributions to the conversation from the chat. Right. The thing I'm getting at is I think he really mismanaged the way that this roster is supposed to. So to me, Karl Anthony Towns should be averaging probably about 23 and 12 on about 40% from 3, playing about 32 minutes. Right. And so
if he didn't get in foul trouble, he'd be at 37.
Yeah. And so, but the thing is, and I'm not trying to put a hex on anybody, but when you play centers 38 minutes on nights that we're competitive, 40 minutes on competitive games, it's a ticking time bomb, bro.
Freezie, look at the minutes distribution of all the contenders. Ain't none of their main number 1 option, number 2, the option number 3 option guys clearing more than 33 minutes.
But look at the load. What I'm saying is, look at the load these dudes are carrying.
I'm agreeing with you.
Luka ain't out there playing defense, bro. Bro, SGA is playing energy conservation team defense.
He's still getting a bunch of turnovers, though.
I know. I was gonna get. You let me finish. I was gonna say that.
My fault.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like my guy is in that Giannis mode of defense. Like if the play is over there, I ain't going over there. But if the play right here, I'm gonna give you what I got.
Yeah.
Right. And then that way you can conserve energy. You can conserve energy for offense. Right? Ain't that something?
Pace yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with that, Josh Hart is playing high intensity like the entire time for 37 minutes or whatever or what have you. Brunson is dribbling the hell out of the ball, getting harassed by defenders the
Yeah.
entire game that are bigger, taller, stronger than him.
Battered and bruised all game, all
OG is
35 and a half, 36 minutes.
OG is roaming around trying to
Looking
help.
for a bailout.
Yeah,
Yep.
OG is roaming around trying to help every single body. McCall is on point of attack on one guy the entire game, the number one option of the opposing team that happens to probably be an elite player, right? And Cat is they trying to make Cat switch, try to drop him, like they're trying to do multiple different things. And all I'm saying is
You see what Nick Yak said, Cat averaging 34 minutes, just like in Minnesota. Stop it, bro. Relax.
that 34 minutes ain't the same as what
It's
it is.
not
Right?
the same. It's not the Cat didn't play 34 minutes tonight.
And with that said, like
But if that game had been competitive, if that game was competitive, Cat would have played 42 minutes.
yep.
That's what
Matter of fact, Freezie, we were down 26 at half or whatever. McCall and OG played 20 and 21 minutes
bro. That's what I'm
at
saying.
half. Out of the half, they sat down for like 3 and 4 minutes. Like
Those are the type things I'm talking about. Like the way you managed tonight, in my opinion, all three of the drafted guys should have played tonight. At least 10 minutes.
just hey, look, man, the fourth quarter they should have just ran them out the beginning of the fourth and just get it over.
Yeah, just get it over with, right?
Instead, I'm watching OG trying to guard somebody with 6 minutes left in the fourth.
Oh my god! And so what the thing I'm getting at is excuse me, at halftime, Tibbs knew he didn't have the answers. He knew he didn't have the answers for OKC at halftime because he tried a number of things in the first half to try to stop the run. Remember that he was trying to stop the onslaught. When we were there, when they were winning 31-17, right? Your conventional thinking is it's going to take us 2 full-fledged runs to get this game close going into the fourth quarter. That means you're going to expound a bunch of energy to go on 2 runs, right? Because when you're down by 15 or whatever, right? You want to go, teams generally don't go on 15-0 runs, right? It's rare. It happens, but it's rare. It happens, but it's rare, right? And Oklahoma City has the number 1 defense, and they had an offense that you couldn't figure out. So even if you started scoring, you couldn't stop them from scoring. They had 70 points at halftime, right? Tibbs, knowing that he didn't have the answers, right, should have been like at halftime, I'd have been like, "Yeah, what you gonna do?" They're like, "Man, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna change the world. I know we down by 30. I'm gonna knock down 14 straight threes." So once cats start talking crazy talk, I'd be like, "Okay, y'all rookies, get ready." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give these vets one serious push at it. And if they don't show me nothing, it's on y'all. And I'm sitting down, right? It's what it is. But Dre, Lee, you don't play sports, but Lena, y'all don't play sports before. You know, your coach will tell you that all the time. Like your crosstown rival is a really good team, right? And you good, but you're not great, but they're great. And you go into halftime and say you down by, in high school, say you down by 18.
Yeah.
You already know the game over.
Yeah.
Because it's a smaller time. You only playing What do you play in? When do you play in high school? 40 minutes. You play 40
Yeah,
minutes, right?
it's
Like
10,
four,
10,
like
10,
like
10.
20, and 20, or 10-minute quarters.
Yeah.
But when I played, it was like two half, like 20 and 20, right?
It's like 2 9-minute quarters. I mean, it's 4 9-minute quarters or something like that in
Yeah,
between. But you're right.
yeah, something like that. When I played, it was halves. Like we didn't have quarters. It was like college, right? But the thing is, my coach is like, look at me. He was like, hey, y'all gotta run, seniors. Y'all gotta run in y'all. And as soon as we start mumbling, like, yeah, man. And then he be like, yeah, hey, freshmen, get ready. I remember getting that call. I remember being a freshman. I remember being the 12th man on a team. And he was like, Uncle Freezie, get ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 13 years old, man. I put my cigarette out. I told my girl to go back in the bleachers, and I got ready, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was.
Nah, but that's like being called up from JV playing. Yo, you gonna just do what boy did, Kolick did. You
Yeah,
just play JV and you gonna play varsity tonight too.
But
yo,
but the thing, not to completely hijack, but like we it's unfair when we see these entire lineups with just backups and expect Kolick to raise the floor and he don't look good. Kolick can play with actual NBA players. We didn't
yeah,
seen it.
yeah.
You can't play him with four guys that have no chemistry, ain't never really played together. We know for a fact the Knicks don't practice.
Right.
And then Tibbs uses that as a strike against him to not play him. Same thing with Huck Porty.
Right.
When we seen what Huck Porty looks like next to actual NBA players.
But Dre, here's the point that I'm trying to get to everybody. Because you just kind of stole it from me a little bit.
Oh, my fault.
But no. It's because I think it's because you understand where I'm going with it. What makes Pacom Dadier better is not junk minutes, but leverage minutes. Right? In a blowout where you kind of transition the starters out the game, man, you send Mikal Bridges to the bench, right? You don't take out OG, right? You don't take out all your starters at one time and just wave the white flag in the third quarter, right? You take out Bridges and let him get off his feet a little bit. And you put in Pacom Dadier with your starters. You don't expect him to do nothing, but you expect him to get coached up by the players and the coaching staff. Right? You don't expect Pacom Dadier to go out there and score you 20 points, bring you back and hit the game winner and be standing there with Alan Hahn after the game. You don't expect that. What you expect is that he gets a feel for the flow of the game.
He gets to mesh with players that play real rotational minutes.
Right. Yeah. And Dre, and here's the key. On our side and versus their guys.
Yeah.
That's the key that make you better. He on the floor with SGA. He gonna remember that forever.
But you put him on the floor. We put him on the floor with a bunch of guys that ain't really playing high level basketball or have tendencies to make high level reads or decision making.
Right.
Like, what are you gaining from that? Those garbage time minutes mean absolutely nothing.
It's just like you playing against other G leaguers. You ain't learned nothing.
It's summer league hoop at that point.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm getting at. The Atlanta Hawks game. Remember the Hawks game where they had all their size. Remember we joked about all the light skinned guys, all the light skinned 6'8" dudes was on the floor.
Yeah,
and I was like, Pacom Dadier.
So in Atlanta or in New York?
I think it was in Atlanta, not the dice roll game, the first one.
I know you're talking about the one. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. And so when they were putting those guys out there, you like, man, this dude Zachary Risache, he killing Josh Hart in the corner. Dre, you remember that? We like, what's Josh doing?
Josh not guarding nobody, looking for rebounds.
Not good. And I'm not knocking Josh. What I'm saying is, yo, hey, if you play Pacom Dadier here at the same time they playing day rookie, you don't know what you're gonna get. Because we watched me, Dre, Lee, Metz, Coach, Cowboy Bob, Ribs. We all watched the summer league game where Pacom Dadier was all over Brandon. What's his name from Charlotte?
Miller.
Brandon Miller. Y'all remember that? And Brandon Miller was hitting them shots
Yeah.
on Pacom Dadier. Remember that? He was hitting them shots, but he had to go in his bag, bro.
he had to go to his third and fourth and fifth combine to get
Yeah,
to what he
yeah,
wanted to get to. When them summer league games is really like supposed to be a scrimmage for a lottery player,
yeah. You feel me?
That's
especially a
gonna
guy
put that
coming back
pressure
for
on him.
especially
Yeah,
one coming back for a second year. He's expected to just walk in, get to his 1-2 step and kill.
he's expecting get man go get his 20 points and sit out the rest of the game with a towel around his neck, figure out what they're gonna eat after the game. That's what he's supposed to do. But we sick Pacom Dadier on him, and Dadier was making that man give up the ball and go back and get it. Right. And so what I'm saying about Tibbs is what I'm saying about with Tibbs is those moments, they don't have to be grand, pronounced. Yeah, I'm gonna play Pacom Dadier against the Lakers when we go to LA. They don't have to be no mess like that. It just had to be tonight would have been the perfect time. Hey, starters, what y'all got? Right? Can't be like, man, my knee been enough said. You ain't gotta say no more, bro. Say no more. Right? Airport, get ready. Right?
I think he did that with Huck Porty but he
Yep.
feels like Huck Porty is closer to actually giving him NBA minutes.
And plus, Precious looked like trash.
Yeah.
Precious looked like trash, y'all.
When you play against like Precious is a good basketball player when you play against teams that don't weaponize what he's bad at. Like good basketball teams, elite basketball teams, Precious can't really be out there for too long.
Yeah.
Like when's the last time you could say Precious had like a good game against the Celtics? Or any real good basketball team?
Never.
I guess the Pacers when we were down, when we were short last year.
Yeah.
But besides that,
last February, Precious looked like he was gonna be a $10 million a year player in February last year.
Yeah, regular season, hell yeah.
Yeah, he looked like he was gonna get like 3 years, 30 million. Right.
It's the idea of Precious is better than what Precious actually is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because he shows the flashes because he has such versatility. Like he could throw an offhand bounce pass in transition, but then he'll come back and not know how to do the simple things. Like you just
or miss 2 free throws at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Like,
or not finished.
Yeah.
Or like when he tries to put up a shot right around the rim, he ain't got no touch, so he just clanks off.
Yeah.
It's just, and I think that's part of the reason why we gave him like $6 million because I feel like we're gonna trade him for something. I don't know what, but we gonna.
That might be why he playing bad, bro, right now.
And that might be why we saw Huck Porty in the second half in the first place.
And why we didn't see Sims all night.
Yep.
Yep, because they out the door.
Yeah. And so my thing is not that guys don't deserve minutes, like starters don't deserve minutes. What I'm saying is in game 39, you got 43. What do you got? 43 more games to go? 43 more games to go, right? And including the playoff race, positioning. Like once you get to after the All-Star break, bro, these games count. Are you gonna start breaking in rookies when these games count? Nah, we should have been breaking them in them games 15 to 35 to kind of see what you're gonna get. And then if they don't give you nothing, you're like, yeah, we'll give them one more chance. And then if they don't show you, then you're like, hey, kid, just learn the ropes.
Yeah.
Right? Just learn the ropes. Like they did Deuce. Like I think the way that they did Deuce in his rookie year was perfect. Right? In that 15 to 35 game window where everybody was out due to injury, they playing Deuce. We was begging for Deuce. Man, play the kids, Tim. Play the kids. And Deuce went out there, and I forget who Milwaukee point guard was, but he jumped at Deuce, and Deuce lost the ball, and it went out of bounds and hit Tibbs. And Tibbs went straight to the bench and got his replacement and sat Deuce because Deuce looked shook. That used to be the thing. Deuce used to look shook with his handles, right? Not
You
saying
got your boy fourth quarter Jordan. That's what you went and got.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that Deuce was a bad player, and I'm just saying rookies need time to learn. You got to give them time to learn. Everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan, right? Everybody's not going to have the most confident basketball player you ever saw in your life, Kobe Bryant. Everybody's not going to be that, right? Everybody's not going to be the most gifted basketball player / athlete you ever saw in Allen Iverson. Like Allen Iverson could wake up and give you 30 and go right back to sleep right before. This dude, they told the story that AI, when them dudes was in the gym in Denver, they go into the gym 5 o'clock. They pass by the club and AI still at the club. This dude, and then he go to practice at 10 o'clock and he giving everybody the business. Everybody ain't gonna be gifted like that, right? Some guys need time. Basically what I'm saying to y'all is this: Tibbs has mismanaged the roster, right? Tyler Kolek should be in some type of role by now. Pacom Dadier should be in some type established established role, right? Like for instance, if OG Anunoby was to miss Sunday's game, what's Pacom Dadier gonna do? You don't know,
because you never threw him out there in the first place.
Because he don't have a role, right?
So he wouldn't even know what to do. He'd just be out there playing clueless.
Bro, if OG Anunoby was like, yeah, I just need a maintenance day, right?
You couldn't even fill in, like, Pacom Dadier could be just league average generic wing, and you wouldn't even know that because you don't even play.
Yeah,
which I think he is just a average wing right now.
Yeah, right now, he just a 2K player right now.
But at some point, you could use an average guy.
Yeah, very funny.
But I'm saying you can get by with an average guy and be one of your 5 guys.
He's Nicholas Batum. You remember Nicholas Batum at 18? Running around all crazy? You like this dude number 88 for Portland just running around. He don't even know what to do. He
don't know what to do, but he running around, but it looked real smooth, but it's not really going nowhere.
He ain't doing nothing. That man played. I watched them play the Lakers, bro. I swear to God, I watched them play the Lakers one night. I was like, 88? What kind of number is that? And that man played like 17 minutes and he had 4 fouls on Kobe. That man had 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 blocks, 0 steals, right? 0 turnovers, but 4 fouls on Kobe Bryant, right? And then the media, I don't know where it came from, but they started calling him the Kobe stopper. Remember that?
Oh my God.
And then the next year, he dunked on Kobe Bryant and they started calling him Batum goes to dynamite. Remember that? Batum goes to dynamite. So,
wow.
You never know. Give these guys some type of player. Give these players some type of role, right? Like,
or motivation.
If in my mind, Lee, I ain't even go front. In my mind, if OG was to just miss Sunday's game against Milwaukee, right? I'm gonna tell you what I think the lineup is gonna be. Precious is gonna start, right? And we're gonna go an 8-man rotation, right? And it's gonna be Payne, Shamet. So a 9-man rotation. Payne, Shamet, Deuce, and one of the bigs, maybe Huck Porty or Sims. Right? They're not gonna replace a wing with a wing.
No,
because the wing not ready.
No,
that's what I'm thinking. Do I think it's fair? Maybe fair to Tom Thibodeau. Is it fair to the? I don't think it's fair to the fans, but
man, like sometimes Tibbs will try to win every single basketball game, but on his terms, and he can't really see the macro. It's only the micro.
Yeah,
he doesn't know what he's building towards. He just doesn't want to lose any game.
Yeah, because when we get to game 60, 65,
oh my God,
these dudes are gonna want to sit, right? Because think about it, if we get to game 65 and Cat has played 60 games, Cat gonna want to sit, bro. He gonna want to sit
at least 2-3 games going down the stretch.
Yeah, ain't no such thing as an Iron Man at center. There ain't no Iron Man at center. Center's not playing 82 games. Not in today's
No. No. And the
Right.
ones that did were beat up and just crying to get to the end of the season. You already. I'm explaining that to y'all like y'all didn't see Patrick in his prime.
Yeah. And
At
then
the end of seasons, Patrick would just look. He looked like a
Yo,
one
my
down
man
box.
right now, I'm hoping for right now. I'm begging for right now. God willing. But
Mitch.
it don't mean nothing
right.
until he on the court.
Right.
But like every time you see Pat go to the bench and sit down, he looked like a boxer that just went through 10 rounds
Yeah.
and he needs some
You over
water.
there looking like Ernie Shavers.
Ice all on the knees, everything on the shoulders. He got his own separate towel to dig up in his nose.
Like
Yeah.
like
Yo, it's
like
crazy.
put it this way. We say Cat was getting guarded by a guard. He's seeing a guard and getting doubled on the catch every single time.
Every single time. Every single time.
And we talking about, people were like, Cat's soft. You're
And
not
they were
doing, you're not
planning on
attacking.
that. They
That
knew
was
that.
their game. That was their game plan. That's what they do. They do that to every team. Even
Yeah.
with Jokic, you know what they do with Jokic? They put a guard on him and double him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing now, because the rules are you can't be physical in the back down.
Yeah.
Right? You can't be physical in the back down. So now guards don't. Lee, you remember the phrase "house in the house"?
You could, yep, you can't do the Charles Barkley.
Yeah, because
Right.
back then you could just swing that elbow. If you in the way, you in the way. That's it.
Lee,
Karl Malone.
Lee, I saw Jeff Rulin back down Michael Cage for like 10 minutes, bro. It wasn't really 10 minutes, but it seemed like he was backing
It
that
was
man
like an
down.
hour and a half. Yo,
Yeah, centimeter
how
by
long y'all gonna keep jousting till you gonna allow him to get some position or something, or somebody call a foul?
yeah.
Jeff
Yeah,
Ruler was in the post long enough to light up a Pall Mall.
yeah, he out there smoking Pall Malls, bro. His lighter don't work.
Yo, he flicking too. He flicking the hell out that big.
Yo, you remember glass? You remember when ashtrays was made out of glass? Remember that, Lee?
Bro, hell yeah. The big brown marble looking type. Your
Yeah.
granny had sitting in the middle of the table, you know what I'm saying, where everybody sat, the sitting room, for the smokers.
Yep. Yep. Dre,
Uh,
no, just real quick before I get out of here, right? I remember being a kid in a house where everybody smoked, right? And so smoke rises and stuff, right? I remember being at the age where I could finally put my nose up in the smoke. That just tell you how old. Lee, that just tell at people how much. Now you can't even.
How many
smoke
times you went to the store to buy cigarettes?
Yeah. Yeah. You remember Big Balls bubble gum?
Yeah. Yeah. Big blow.
My pops used to send me to the store. And this is y'all, this to tell y'all how old I am, right?
Eddie candy.
My pops used to send me to the store, right? Down the Poppy on the corner of, I think it was Van Cleef and Stevens, like a Puerto Rican store on the corner. And he'd give me $1. He'd be like, yeah, get me a pack of Winston and a newspaper, the Daily News. Because they had a writer named Mike Lupica. I don't know if y'all remember him or not. But anyways,
I do.
And
sports reporters.
Yeah. When he used to work for, like, he used to have the article when they used to have his face in the paper, right? And so I used to follow the Knicks because it was like math. I used to like to see the box score, right? I remember going, it would be like a nickel left because the Daily News was $0.25, right? And I think the cigarettes was like, shit, whatever, it's like 80 cents, something like that. And the paper was like, or 70 cents, whatever it was, 70 cent cigarettes, 70 cents a box. The paper was $0.25. However it came, it would be a nickel left. And Poppy used to be like, yo, what you gonna do with that nickel? Uncle Freezie, what you gonna do with that nickel, man? And I remember the first time I made a decision. I was like, shit, I'm gonna keep this change, man. I done walked out. Here's 8 degrees outside. My pop's upstairs eating grits. He putting warm ass grits in his stomach, and his son is out here walking to the corner for some cigarettes in the paper. I'm keeping this nickel. And man, he was like, yo, we got them.
Because he's taking that cigarette to the bathroom.
Bro, I I legit, man, spent my pop's nickel, and he fussed at me, Dre, for like the whole day. You keeping my money, boy? anyways, I just thought I'd share that with everybody. We gonna get out of here, everybody. I thank y'all, everybody. I've been reading y'all comments, man. I was listening a lot of the night. In spurts, I just jump on the mic and rock a little bit, but I was mainly reading everybody's comments, man. I really appreciate some of the comments that I saw. And at some point, man, I'm gonna grab a few of y'all out of the chat so y'all can get up here and chop it up, bro. Because I really liked what I saw in the chat, and I'm glad that y'all don't let people sway y'all in y'all opinion. Your opinion is yours. It ain't nobody else's. You can choose to share it, but it's still your opinion. And I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know what we're gonna do today.
We're just trying to gain perspective.
Yeah, I don't, but for sure, we watching this Milwaukee Bucks game, right? Because this Bucks game is a measuring stick game, right? If we lose to the Bucks, we got to have a different conversation Sunday night.
Yep.
Anyways, thank y'all for coming through and rocking with us. I appreciate y'all. I'ma holler at y'all. Peace.
Peace.